Page 32, theme from Symphony No. 6 by Tchaikovsky. It's a very beautiful symphony. I encourage you to go listen to the symphony. Listen to the orchestra play it. This is a particular melody in it. It's really nice. But it has some tricky stuff going on in here, so let's just talk about it one hand at a time. Now we're in 4/4 time, and 2 sharps, we're in the key of D major. Make sure you can do the D major scale. You really ought to be doing it 2 octaves up and down by now. I assume you know the scale. If you don't, you got a major hole in your musical education. So go learn that scale 1 octave up and down, because it's important. Right hand first, starting up here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, cross over. Connect this. If you'll relax, the thumb will move a long way. And you can do, don't come way over here, oh, I can't do it. Relax the thumb. And you can turn a little, but don't turn a lot. Here. Now if you don't want to put the thumb on that, then here, instead of 3, you gotta go 4. Here. Or you could go, here, instead of 3, you can go 2, 1, 2, 2. I don't like that fingering, but it's something to do. If you don't want a thumb on the F sharp, I would prefer you use 3rd finger and put the thumb on the F sharp. And then in the 2nd line, now we're going to do 4th finger instead, because the notes in the next measure are different. So we got a thumb. We got it coming all the way down here. 3. Remember, it's C sharp. It's in the key signature. And then lift up and move up. So 1 and 2 and the rest of this is pretty simple. The last line's similar to the 2nd line, except for the end. Left hand. Well, we got some interesting harmony going on here. We got the D chord to start, first couple of measures, and then you got this mess in measure 3. Well, spell out the chord, figure it out. It's an F natural, it's got a natural sign in front of it. Then we have a G sharp, it's got a sharp sign, and a B. And that's what that is. They're saying 4-2-1. I prefer 3-2-1, because you're here, I just go here. They want you to go here. I find that awkward. So I'm going to recommend 3-2-1. And then you can go back to 3-1 or 2-1. Either one, doesn't matter. So it's, and then the natural, and then here. And then do it again, except now this is the 2nd line, 3rd measure. It's an E, a G, and an A. Okay. 3rd line, well, we got another mess here. Just spell it out. It's an F sharp, because there's a sharp in the key signature. Then a C natural, because otherwise it'd be a C sharp. It's in the key signature. C natural, and a D sharp. Oh, goody. If you don't want to be up in here, then you finger it that way. I'll leave that up to you and the size of your hand. But otherwise, this is fine. And so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And that's 2nd measure, 3rd line. That is a G, B, and an E. Just figure them out. So it's, again, it's 1, 1, 2. And the next one is an E, a B flat, and a D. And then back to the D chord. Last line. Now we have a G sharp, a D, and an E. And then finally an A, a D, and an F sharp. Here or here. Again, depending on how big your hand is. Here. And then the last 2 measures. 3 and a 4-2-1 here is good. And then D. Well, that's quite interesting harmony he's got going on in the left hand. Put them together. Should be interesting. Here. Now when I first put this together, I'm going to hesitate all over the place. Don't care. I just want the notes that play together to play together. So it's here and then here. And the left hand, I hold that down, and then I got to go to here. All of these together. And the right hand I lift up on the A when I play the F sharp in the 2nd line. Rest, and then I got to move up here. this is together. Again, you can just spell these out one at a time if you have to. Make sure you hold the whole note down. You got in the left hand, you got to go from here to here. You may have to practice that. Get all the notes down at the same time. And if you're really struggling with it, there's different methods we can use to try and help you out. For instance, you could just do one note at a time. Maybe just a little finger. Or the thumb. Now put the two together. You get that? Then just add the other finger. I'm just adding that to it. You just practice these over and over and over. You'll get it eventually. So it's here. The last measure, the second line, you're here. And that's third line. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, the rhythm is different. Anyway, you go through and put the hands together. Then go through and get rid of the hesitations. Now this is a slow piece, which helps because of the awkwardness. I mean, this is not really piano music, it's orchestra music, but that's all right. Go through and get rid of the hesitations. As far as articulation goes, you're just following the slurring. And then you gotta rest, you have to lift up. You have to move, so you have to lift up. Lift up. Now, on the third line, in my opinion, it should be a slur over each two measures. The first two and the second two. So it's... all of that should be a slur over it, the whole thing. And then you can lift up. And lift up there, or lift up... slur the last two measures together, is what I'm trying to say. And then you lift up for the rest. So I disagree with their slurring on that one. And the left hand, you play it pretty much as legato as you can, but you can't because of the chords. You can't play chords legato. But on the last measure, the first line, lift up before you play that. Lift up there, it's like taking a breath. That's fine. Then the dynamics. Well, it goes to the melody, which is the right hand. Moderately loud, whatever you think that is. Not loud, just sort of loud. This needs to be soft. And then you're going to go up to very loud. Right there. It's very loud. The left hand can come up to about a moderately loud, but keep it in the background so it's here. Stay there. Now, last line, second measure, look out. I'm here, here. I need that F, the left hand's playing F sharp, the right hand needs it. Get off a little early. And then at the end, go back down about a moderately loud to a moderately soft. Probably moderately loud is good enough because you've been very loud up there. So this is moderately loud, go down to soft. Just down to soft there. Don't slow down, just there. Actually, you could slow down if you felt it. That's part of interpreting music, is feeling a retardando at places where it's not written in. Sometimes you feel it, although you have to be careful because in classical music, composers were pretty picky and they didn't want you to retardando unless they told you to. So you have to be careful about that. Sometimes it's okay and sometimes it ain't. Good luck figuring that out. Now they've added a little bit of pedal. And I disagree with the pedal they're adding, but I would like to add some more pedal to help smooth out this left hand because I can't connect these and I would like to. Plus it'd be nice to have the overtones. I mean, it's an orchestra piece, but we don't want it to get blurry, so we have to watch out on it. We don't want to blur all that up, but there's still some places in here we can pedal. Now, the first two measures I would not pedal. measure, I want to pedal that. I'm going to put it down right after I play the notes. I'm going to lift it up after I play the notes in the next measure. Right there. So I want to connect it. And then second line, second measure, I'm going to pedal it, that measure. Actually, I'm going to pedal the next 2.5 measures. So in the second line, the first measure you don't. Now you do. Change it after play the notes. And then change it again. Now lift, in the last measure, the second line, lift it up with the right hand so we hear the phrasing. I want to hear a little silence. And don't pedal the eighth notes. They're saying to pedal that measure, just the first 2 beats is all. And the third line, I'm pedaling the whole line, and I'm changing it on each measure. So here. And I lift it up after I play the chord in the last line, here. Go ahead and pedal the last measure, it's okay. That's my impression of the pedaling, is what I would suggest. It's unusual for me to add more pedaling to the rearrangement. Usually I'm taking it away. But here it's nice to have the overtones. Now speed, this is slow. This don't drag it, because you can, that just drags it. It just goes nowhere. It's got a flow, but it's a slow flow. Huh? Oh. I like to play it with you very slowly. Let's just double check the notes and all, even one hand at a time if you need to. I'm going to pedal it like I suggested, so I'm not going to do any dynamics, just play it all about the same. I'll give us 4 counts. Let's try it together. 1, 2, ready, go. Two, three.